Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. This week, this is a little bit different what I'm going to do. I saw this card that Andrea Wolford made, and it was just perfect, and I've had no mojo, so I've had a hard time trying to come up with something. So her card was basically this card, the Step 3 card. So I thought, let me work backwards and try to do something. One of the reasons I wanted to show it as a Step It Up card was some of the techniques that were used. I'm not going to demonstrate the whole card or even the embossing part. I figure you guys know how to emboss. But the things I want to point out, we're going to go ahead and start. This is So Saffron. This is a 4 1/4 by 11, folded at 5 1/2 to make the standard card base. This paper, this printed paper, it's very pretty, isn't it? You could either use either side, but I liked this one, and this is called Beyond the Garden. And if you haven't seen this, this is in the new Summer Mini. It is lovely, and what I really like in particular is this fabulous floret set goes with the paper, and we have embossing powders. Let me reach my other one. We're using these two, but it has 3 embossing powders and an embossing folder. So really you can get it all and make a bazillion cards that all really work easily well together. So we're going to use the fabulous florets, we're going to use some of this paper, and we're going to use some embossing powder. So the level 1 card is pretty simple. I took some, I don't have Tangerine Tango cardstock, I was out. And so I grabbed some of the printed from the Designer Series paper stack, and I just matted it, but the regular Tangerine Tango cardstock as a mat would do fine. This, I just used Wild Wasabi, and I stamped it. Just stamped it. Then I created a, actually I didn't. I think I stamped this one first, and then I did a mask, and did this one, and then I did a mask, and then I did this one. Somehow you need to mask it off, and with a mask I just take printer paper and cut it. I have it here. Here's a mask. So, and I didn't even cut the whole thing out, as you can see. I just cut the part that was going to get stamped over. And I have another one somewhere. Anyway, you can see it's not hard. I left that, I didn't even re-ink, I just used whatever was left from when I stamped this and put it on here and just cut out the bit I knew where it was going to be stamped. So I did this in the Tangerine Tango. I did the open back flower with So Saffron, and then Wild Wasabi. I don't have any of those colors in Stamp Pad. I think this image would have come out better if I had a stamp pad rather than markers. But there you go. Easy. So the second one I took, again, the same Tangerine Tango matte for the Whisper White base, and I think it's this one, yeah. I stamped directly across in Versamark with this leaf, the stem leaf, and then using the Wild Wasabi embossing powder, I embossed this image, and it's directly on the paper. For the open flower and then the solid image flower, I did them on a piece of scrap paper and embossed both of them in Tangerine Tango. And then I cut them out, and then using my dry aqua painter, and I took my So Saffron marker, I put some ink down on my palette. I took my aqua painter and dry aqua painter, and I dipped it in some water and I squeezed it out, and then I just rolled it in the ink, and then I came back and gave this some color. And I think that's, sometimes I forget when using the stamps that have open work like this, that you can really do so much. You can You can stamp and emboss on printed paper and cut it out, and that would give you a whole nother look. But by doing that, I really like the way it looks. And I could add a little green. It gives you flexibility by doing it that way. And that's just a solid embossed image. So other than the cutting it out, and then I popped, this one is flat on the card, and this one is popped up on dimensionals. The third one is the one that I really copied. Instead of, and this is something I hadn't thought of either, instead of painting it with my aqua painter, I just stamped with Versamark onto So Saffron and embossed in the Tangerine Tango. And you can see it gives it another look. And this time, instead of stamping the stem directly on here, I cut it out and put it on here and left some of it to add dimension. The thing that Andrea did on hers, I'm not so fussy, and I don't think I'll ever do this again, but I'm going to show you because I thought it was neat and I tried it once. So you have your Whisper White cardstock. You make a mat using copy paper, and you're going to expose that edge like so. I didn't use repositional adhesive, and you probably really want to. Then you're going to take your Versamark and you're going to put Versamark all over that cardstock. And what you will be left with is Versamark edged like this. I don't know if you can tell, but this was Versamarked, and then I put the Tangerine Tango embossing powder and heat set it. And so it looks like it's just a Tangerine Tango mat, but in person, it's very cool because it's embossed. And I think it looks pretty cool. I didn't set that part well enough, and it's coming off. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting way to do this, and by showing you a couple different options, you can play with it yourself and get the look you like. If you don't have a heat tool yet and haven't played with embossing powders, you really should, because it's really fun. And the other thing that I found with the dry aqua painter, by having this embossed edge, you won't go bleeding out like you can do when you're working with the aqua painter. That holds it in, and it's that's the best way to get started with the aqua painter. So I hope you found this helpful, and I know I didn't show you each how to do it step by step. It's just, it took forever with all the masking and stuff, but I thought it was worth it to show you the processes anyway. So this was the step 1, no embossing, just stamping, and I did a sort of sloppy job, sorry. And then this is step 2, where we all 3 are embossed, but these 2 are cut out, and this one's done directly. And then step 3, where all 3 are embossed, this one on solid cardstock, and then we also have the border is embossed, and then I popped it all up on dimensionals in addition to the flowers. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye!